Now, one of the things that has been a serious concern onto the new investors, ladies and gents, is the NEO's net losses. I mean, you will know that in the Q2 of 2023, we saw NEO net losses going to over 6 billion RMB or Chinese yen, which is something that was not good at all, because this, ladies and gents, meant that NEO is burning a lot of cash. And I know, yes, it takes money to make money. NEO had to, of course, do or prioritize some of their projects to prepare for the future. But these cash burns, ladies and gents, were a serious concern. When it hit over 6 billion, it was a serious concern to investors, which, ladies and gents, yeah, it made a lot of people to be worried about NEOs going to bankruptcy and all those kind of things. And I mean, after Q2, it's when we saw some of the new investors really worried about NEO going to bankruptcy. And thank God for big investment firms that came in and injected some cash onto NEO, ladies and gents, to, of course, make sure or make the balance sheet of NEO to once again become stronger. I mean, Q2, you will know that the cash and cash equivalent for NEO, ladies and gents, was just around 4 billion. This is the very same company that Q2 of 2022, their cash and cash equivalent was plus minus $8 billion. And to get to see it coming down to 4 billion was just not good for investors. But thank God once again for big financial institutions or the investors or big investors who came in and inject their cash. And Q3, we finally saw also these, of course, net losses of NEO coming down below 5 billion RMB. I know that there is still a lot to be done for the NEO's finances to be improved, but I think this year we might get to continue seeing these of course net losses continue coming down, especially since you know that in Q4 NEO did so many of the good things that will help them cut these net losses. I mean, one of the things that they do is to cut 10% of their staff, with which we know they concluded in November of Q4. And the second thing, ladies and gents, is of course that will help NEO this year is of course them starting producing their own cars, which will help their financial position, which is something that I think as a new investor that I believe that it will really help them. Now, another and the most important thing that would help NEO, of course, this year is of course an increase in deliveries. I mean, we saw one of the things that made Q3 to be a bit better or to become better than Q2 was of course the total deliveries that NEO had generated for Q3. As you know that Q3 NEO sold total deliveries or saw total deliveries of around 55,000, which of course that had a huge impact into NEO's earnings. Q4, you know that NEO sold over 50,000, which was far better than their, of course, expectations, which that together with the 10% job cuts, I hope it helps NEO report much better earnings than the earnings we saw even in Q3. I mean, this is something that will really excite the NEO investors. I mean, we all want to see NEO hitting profitability somewhere between 2024 and 2025. That's what, as the investors, we want to see NEO getting to. And we hope to see projects like Alps sub-brand really boosting the deliveries and playing a major role into helping NEO get to profitability. I mean, I know that we've been singing or we've been wanting to see NEO get to profitability. I mean, there was a point in time when NEO in 2021 their net losses were below 1 billion RMB, which is something that was pretty good to see. I mean, I know that NEO is doing so many things right now, like things like deployment of battery swapping stations. They are very aggressive onto that. They are also sort of like aggressive into their future projects like this one, Alps and Firefly, which is their sub-brands, which we know that they are injecting some money into those businesses also, which of course it is going to take some money for them, and those businesses are not making them money yet, meaning that right now they're just injecting money into those businesses, and businesses, or one of their businesses or sub-brand business helps, will start officially making them some money right now, this year, in the second half of 2024, which is something that I suppose it is a pretty good thing. So we want, or I see the deliveries, I see the battery swapping station, but one thing that matters, or that will really matter to investors, is NIO cutting really deep into, of course, their net profits, because this, ladies and gents, is very important, especially when we look at NIO reaching profitability or going to profitability. But the good thing, like I said, I'm very excited about 2024, because 2024 unlocks the deliveries, or it is the year where we are going to see deliveries of the first sub-brand of NIO, namely Alps, starting in the second half, which is something that makes me to be really excited, and many, or if not all, of the new investors are looking forward to that business kicking or hitting the ground in terms of deliveries. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, that at least to get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NIO for the very first time, it is always good, wise for you to do your own due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell when you see sharp drops, sharp falls onto this NIO stock. NIO right now is trading towards their 52-week low, which is something that is not good to see, but I hope the fundamentals continue growing this year and the losses continue coming down this year, because with that, I believe the share price will also, or it will recover, or those will recover the share price of NIO. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.